What's going on, my people? What's going on? It's your boy back at it again with another video, man. Trying to keep this hustle going. You know, it's enlightening. It's, spiritual. It's informative. It's knowledgeable. And those are all positive frequencies. So, you know what I'm saying? It don't get better than that. Today, what's off the top of the dome is knowing your self-worth, man. A lot of people nowadays, struggle with knowing their self-worth. Meaning that they either settle for less in some way, shape, or form, or they demean themselves, or, maybe they don't see themselves as worthy for good things. Those are all connected to, understanding, one's self-worth, and I don't believe necessarily that self-worth is an inherent trait or characteristic. I believe self-worth is something that has to be practiced, and worked upon habitually, just like anything else. It takes repetition in order to build it, because in order to build something, you must first know what you're building. You follow me? So if you don't know what you're building, how can you build it? You got to have the proper, resources and elements from the foundation in order to progress and to successfully complete that operation or mission that it is. And in this case, self-worth. But, I'm going to put y'all on some game on how to acquire that self-worth if you don't already have it. And a lot of people may think that, self-worth is kind of interchangeable with like egoism or narcissism. No, that's absolutely not it. This is more of a spiritually enlightened self-worth. Like you can't like not put in work and think you are entitled or owed or deserving of everything in this life, that every great thing that this life has to offer. That's not it, man. You got to put in the work, man. You got to know your value. It's like a metric system on a sliding scale. Like, for example, like, say you go to college, you've been studying all your life, you got this knowledge, this great knowledge that's very valuable, and can help benefit, a company or a job, or even if you create your own business, understanding that you put in that work and you have that knowledge, you're not going to settle for like something, way, way, way less than like, some warehouse job where it's just like slave work essentially, where they hire anyone, and you really don't necessarily need a brain to do that type of work. And no disrespect to people that do that, because I get it, but you're going to know your self-worth, and you're like, look, I'm not taking this job. Like, I know the value that I present to this world, and I'm going to get it, by any means necessary, so that's, the self-worth. Again, it has nothing to do with like egoism or narcissism, or, you just thinking you're entitled to everything, even though you may not necessarily be entitled to anything. You may not have put in any work in your life. That doesn't mean you're, if you didn't put any work in, you're not entitled to anything. What are you entitled to, But knowing your self-worth it plays a big role in everyday life. So, in life, we're presented with, each and every day we're presented with these tests. The universe tests us, sometimes minor tests, sometimes large tests. But it's up to us to really see, these tests when they present themselves. Because if you're not aware, conscious, or cognizant of these tests, you're not going to be able to pass them. You're not even going to be aware of what's going on. You're just going to be kind of aimlessly living your life while simultaneously failing these tests that are presented. You have to be conscious of these tests when they present themselves. And then when you are conscious of it, you could then consciously, deliberate, be like, okay, this is a test of self-worth. Am I going to A, pass this test, or am I going to B, fail it? In order to pass that test, you can't settle. You know what I'm saying? You got to stand strong in your beliefs, strong in your principles, and know who you are. And, you got to be like, I'm not going to take this job because I know I'm worth more. I'm not going to date this girl because, she's treating me like this and I know I'm worth more. Or I'm not going to settle for this friendship with this person because I know I'm a great person and a great friend, and there's other options out there, for me. Or like, I'm not going to settle for this home or this apartment because I know there's better out there for me. Granted, all the work that I put in throughout my life. that is like how self-worth tests, you know, one of life's little tests that it presents itself. But they happen on a daily basis. And, you know, I'm not out here to give you guys unrealistic standards. You're not going to pass every test. You know, that's impossible. So, you know, you could throw that out the window now. You're not going to get 100% on every exam. It's just, you know, unrealistic. But if you can manage to get like 60, 70, 80%, you know, frequencies, you know, such as that nature, then you're in the money. And then when you practice this habitually, trying to pass these exams, these tests that life throws at us, you start to like, it starts to become, it goes from your, all right, this is just piggybacking off of the previous video, guys, because there was like, you know, a minor interruption, but, and it's not much more to it, but, you know, so then it goes from, you know, a conscious mentality, you know, with the self-worth test, to a subconscious. So now it's like, when it's in your subconscious, it's like deeply ingrained. So now it's like each and every day you're presented with a situation or a scenario where your self-worth is tested. You're already consciously and subconsciously aware of the situation. So you're gonna naturally be able to pass at that exam at a high level frequency. And then when you start to pass these exams, you know, then you are a man or woman of self-worth. You're not gonna settle for less. You're not gonna take, you know, little then, you know. You're gonna take what you're owed in this world. You're gonna take what you know you are guaranteed. You're gonna take what is the best option for you. And you're not gonna take anything other than that. The work that you put in is going to manifest itself and come to fruition based on you understanding your self-worth. That's it, guys. I mean, if you like the content, you know, please like, comment, and subscribe. We're trying to build this channel, and we're trying to provide as much wisdom to as many people as we can, man. Just trying to do God's work, you know. So that's it, man. I'm out. Peace.